Hey guys, and welcome to the Mysteries of Selindor episode 119. I am your DM, Gagnor, and Seti. What did we do last week?
Last week we went to the mud bucket or the mud shack. I can't remember which one it was. Anyway, Zonya
I
lost
love
her.
Shaq, baby.
Yeah, Zonya lost her dragon scale in an arm wrestling competition with Mitnir, and mentioned that she's been busy plugging up like far realm leakage in the Undercity, and that we could kill some abominations if we wanted to make a little bit of money. Uh, Oren asked for supplies to make us new rings that can only be used by the bearer to protect against theft in the future. And we decided to visit the rest of the spectra to get their scales as well, so that each of us would have a unique dragon scale to help protect our minds from being read, considering we are carrying around knowledge that could kill us if anybody learns it. And that's
Grim had to
basically
give
it.
away 4 big spores.
Yeah,
Grim gave away some vague spores to get his scale. Made good friends with Torzak now, who thought that was pretty impressive. Deimos said that Oren could use his scale only after he had been secured in his body, which is currently sort of being pulled in the Northought evil direction. So we've got to cement him either in his own body or a new one or something somehow before he can use the scale
I
to
need to
protect his
solve
mind.
the immediate problem and figure
Yeah.
something else out.
And Cleary
Oh,
gave
speaking of which,
Mitnir a backpack too.
I don't think I rolled for last session. Did I roll? Did you guys? I rolled the session
If
before.
you
I don't
did,
think
you did not mention it.
it's for last session. Continue.
All right, so we left off. Cleary was giving Mitnir his back tattoo late into the evening, and yeah.
Cool. So I'm pretty sure you also did your visit, and we are done for the evening, unless there's anything else anybody wanted to do before night
What?
falls.
What visit?
Your dream spell visit.
No.
You didn't do your dream spell. Well, okay. Well, does anybody want to do anything, i.e., dream spell visits or anything else like that
Yes,
before
I would
sleep?
like to do a dream visit.
Okay.
I will be visiting my father.
Your father. Okay, so as you dip under the waters of the darkness and find yourself swimming around in these galaxies, each containing stars and each one an individual's dreams, this infinite swell surrounds you. And as you step into it, walking amongst the deep, dark waters, um, you send the feelers out. And there's a response. And as you are walking forward, you see through the haze of the cosmos surrounding you, you see your father standing there, sort of gesturing at lines of light that seem to be like arcing across the skies. He says, "To what do I owe this visit, daughter?"
Hi, well, I've got a couple of questions. I want to pick your brain a bit. I know your time's valuable, so I'll try to keep it short, but also there's a lot going on, as I'm sure you know. And first things first, what the heck? Last time I was mucking around in this realm, I went to visit a goddess, and I got burned, and there was burns on my soul. And what the fuck? Is that like other
There are very few differences between the inner realm of God and the dream realm. At that point, you were in the presence of a god. I do not know which one, but it is
it was the Aarakocra one.
highly unlikely that there was a reason you should be there.
Well, okay, so you're telling me that I should just be careful visiting gods.
Yes. Now, if you are welcome, it's one thing. If you are not, then it's dangerous, to say the least.
All right, I just wanted to be clear that there weren't any other weird, dangerous rules about dream walking that I should know, because to actually wake up with some burns was fucked up.
To walk into anyone's dream is to walk into a space that belongs to them, whereas you have greater control as you are my blood. It does not change the fact that you are an alien within their realm. Any place that you travel can be dangerous, but it is only because of my blood that it can physically affect you. But it is also in such a way that you can affect others, such as how your mother was pregnant.
Right. Okay, well, duly noted. Respect people's space. Got it. Have you looked into Kirin at all?
The name does not ring a bell, but the concept seems to be familiar.
There was this feeling like he kept asking why he felt less alone when he saw me, and whatever he saw in me, he didn't know what it was, but he knew he was less alone, and I think he might have been seeing that thread between us. And it sounds like he had kind of a fucked up childhood. He didn't talk about it much, and he didn't mention any parents or anything. So who knows where he came from, or
It's
I don't.
hard to say.
It was just a
If you
sense I
felt
had.
kinship, it is possible he is another one of my spawn. There are several throughout the cosmos, and many of which I have lost track of.
I think
But
it
if he was certainly one of my failures.
well, a failure how?
He did not receive the essence necessary to be useful. For instance, I have had a few children whose powers lied simply in that of the Fey teaching. Like, they were dreaming capable, but not able to traverse. They were not able to step foot in twilight, too far towards the sun, or too far towards the darkness. You sit happily in the middle, whereas many of my children have been decrepit, nightmarish creatures that have haunted others and caused havoc, and have had to, some of them, even be put down. Others were not even able to dream, not even able to sleep. I imagine those simply perished as time went on.
This whole thing's pretty fucked up, you know. You're like, okay, I'm going to try to make somebody that can be like a weapon or a useful tool. But in the meantime, I'm going to make a bunch of miserable people and a couple of monsters and just see what happens.
It is unfortunate, but I was grasping at straws. And through all that, I was able to get someone like you. Someone with a good soul, goodwill, and at least a modicum of my power.
Gee, I'm flattered. Well, with Kieran, it may be kinship, but it was also power that I sensed, that I think he has capabilities beyond mine. Or,
Unlikely.
I mean, I don't know.
I would have sensed someone with your same level of ability, especially if they were a black spawn.
I mean, he did intrude upon my dream to scare me at the first time I saw him. I'm going to talk to him again, so maybe I'll have more to report next time, but I had wondered if you dug anything up. In the meantime, I have to be careful what I say here, but I want to know everything I can about the Council's plan for Northot, and if the gate opens or when the gate opens, for the things that may come through, what is the real danger? What is the plan to deal with the collateral damage or the escape of any eldritch entities? And if Northot dies and Selindor ceases to exist anyway, is it even a problem if the other things get in? Because where would they go if Selindor ceases to exist? I have a lot of questions and not a lot of... Well, I'm in over my head.
Understandable. It is not really for you to know at this stage,
It
as
would
you
be
are
helpful
merely
if
an
I knew.
aspirant.
I know, but I'm doing the work, and I've been asked to find out if there are...
If I were able to
dangers to
tell
that
you
plan.
everything that needs to be known now, I would be going against the council in doing so. The only reason the council exists at this point is because people like me are trying very, very hard to keep everyone following the rules, to maintain balance and order amongst the chaos. If I were to be found to have disseminated information early, or you have been approved by the council, then all of your ascension among the rates might be for naught. What I can tell you is that war is inevitable, and that we are currently...
And he narrows his eyes and just sort of looks at you searchingly.
looking for a way to close all the doors of Selindor before we open the one.
Right, so if those were all closed and things got through the gate, they would have nowhere to escape. And they would be trapped in Selindor.
And we would wage war.
You're looking for this way. Is it even possible to close all the gaps? Even as these pools are
In
opening?
a sense, the pools have caused us quite a bit of headache. We are currently working on closing those in the wilds. Those within the city have been mostly removed or prevented via the use of aquam shields, bubbles, the reversing of gravity to prevent the settling of moisture. There have been several tasks that have been undertaken, and many of the pools within the city have been dealt with, although we've had somewhere close to a few thousand deaths from random creatures emerging.
Right.
In a city of several million, a few thousand deaths is very few.
Well, sure, things could always be worse, but I can't have feeling responsible since this all started when the water place went to shit.
All of this would be happening with or without you. It is simply that you have stepped in to the path of all this and somehow made it accelerate extremely, that it has come to pass as such. But this was all inevitable. Someone would have conquered the first trial and set into motion what you have.
Well, what about the people that live here? Maybe the battleground, the war is some ways off yet, but could we not start evacuating people? Get them somewhere else, somewhere safer?
That would be alerting Northot to what we are doing. As much as we seem open with you, we are very quiet about what we do. We keep everything close and secret. Most people here don't even know that Northot exists.
Yes.
And it is better that way.
I know.
The more awareness there is in the masses, the more the weave is turned to what we do not want Northot to see, what we do not want Azathoth to see or dream. What we hide, we hide at the fringes of reality. A lot of this has been shown to you before. For instance, Idrisma, the Illithid. You visited his shop before, yes?
Yes.
How it runs from view. You can find it simply if you are allowed to. This is the
Right.
same way that the world is viewed and not viewed by the Weave.
Right. It's a fancy magic trick. Misdirection.
In a sense, and it is my main role. And you should be aware that if I were to fall, you would probably be the next one they seek out to take my place.
Oh, yeah, okay, sure. Right. Do me a favor and don't fall.
I don't have any plans on doing so. But as it is there anything else of importance? Or may I resume my duties?
It's frustrating because if I knew more about what the council was planning, I would know whether to act on information I have or not. But I
This
think
entire time that he's talking to you, he's still staring forward, by the way, and gesturing lights into the air. He's like only barely, not even
Yeah.
looking at you.
Something I think I can say, though, is that I spoke to Primus. And while he is certainly cooking many things all at once, I do not think he is working at odds with the council. Certainly not actively against the council.
Similar report was given by Cleary. So,
I wasn't sure how much he said or knew about that conversation, but
simply that you all seem to have found an inability to make a decision, but you seemed positively inclined.
towards Primus. I don't know about others.
Towards the
but
situation we had sent you out for, but tentative and yet not negative was the response.
I don't know what I think. I don't feel good, but I don't know what I can say.
There are certain things that even I cannot see.
I know, and it's for the best that you can't. But I don't know, would it be worth the consequences if I spilled the beans? Just so somebody else would know, somebody smarter who would know what to do with it.
He stops for a second and actually looks at you and looks up and down. He says,
Keep your thoughts to yourself, child.
Yes. Well, Primus at least, I don't think we have to worry about. So I hope that helps.
It does. If you would vouch for him, I would take it into consideration with the council, and we can move forward with a few other plans. And we can reinstate Primus into the loop.
I don't think it would do much harm.
Very well. I will report this to the council. We will discuss and meet. Based on everything you have done so far, you have quite a bit of merit. Your words may well be believed.
If we could fast track some promotions so that I could have more information to work with, that would be great. Just
There is a
throwing
very
that out
particular
there.
reason why all of you are given the title of aspirant. Because the title above that is champion. As such, you must find yourselves gods that would take favor upon you. Those individuals might claim you as their champion.
Well, I think Grim already has one.
Well,
But
note there will only be 12 that receive the boon. Well, no, 16, I think. Sorry? 16. I think it's 16.
Right.
There
We'll see then.
are a
I'll let
limited
you-
number of planes, a limited number of doors that must be closed, and a limited amount of power that can see through.
Well, I won't keep you any longer. Good luck with your stuff.
I do not need luck. But you do.
Sort of
Yes.
just gestures and says,
Happy dreaming.
and as he waves his hand over you, you forget a lot of the worries that you've had. You forget all the things that are holding you back, and you have a peaceful sleep.
Okay.
So, as you all come to consciousness in the morning with the myriad of different things that you have to do, tattoos on some are probably still aching. As the day meets you, what would everybody like to do? You have 6 days until you need to give your response to Invaruna.
Well, I think only one of us has a tattoo so far, right?
Yeah. Actually has it.
We could spend the morning finishing that if everybody's up for it.
Because we can only do one per day.
Well,
per day.
I can only breathe on one per day. We could
Okay. Well, yeah.
Do
We can
all the
do
other
all the
stuff.
tattoos,
Yeah.
yeah. We can finish all the tattoos. And Grim can do, well, provided we have the gold, Grim can do the Grim Shroom per day. Though there's probably no point in doing Orin's yet. Well, he has a new body.
Yeah. we
Or
should
whatever you
probably
guys are going to do.
figure out what we're doing.
So,
Well, let's spend the morning with the whole group giving somebody a magical tattoo, either Grim or Bropsy.
okay.
Do we want to
Who's
consider going into the cauldron to give us more time?
So we got. We
You guys have all the time you want in the cauldron.
We could have 6 months instead of 6 days.
If that's what you guys want.
I mean, I don't feel like I have stuff I need to do up top still, so
I just need to buy some materials and then
I'll tell you what. It depends on
do
what
a
you guys
lot
are
of
planning on doing. But if you're planning on growing a new body for Orin, or building him a body, or whatever you guys are gonna do,
we
Maybe
would
a
do that in the
combination of the
cauldron.
two.
six months would be great as opposed to 6 days. Otherwise, you're gonna end up with the jankiest, shittiest body.
well,
He's gonna be like,
the question is, Grimmel. So Grimmel wonder, where do we have? Orin, do you know where you are buried? Or are you buried?
no idea.
Or where your father is buried?
Nope. That could have been hundreds or thousands of years ago.
Well, you went back somewhere, right? One time?
What do you mean?
When you went somewhere, right? When you died, that one time, right? When you came and crash landed back in the school?
So I was in the celestial realm.
Yeah. Maybe we can go there.
The only way I've found to get there is through those mirrors in my school. But it's not physical there. You're just astral
It's just a
projecting.
projection.
Well, there's
Well,
all these puddles.
There
Maybe
are
there's a puddle to go there.
we could also ask someone at the council in the
You
Nexus.
could go ask that lady, the old lady that seems to like you.
Bala?
If we could get to the realm where you lived, then I could perhaps do some scrying or something that could help us find.
Wait, have a piece of old Orin, maybe we could try and, grow a new Orin.
The original body.
Or if you have a piece of your dad, we may have to add some additional parts.
I
But
can
there's plenty of aquam in the
get
bottle
the
of
portable
Overdue.
hole back. There might be a piece of my dad in there.
Maybe you could just eat better, right? This thing says lots of kale in your diet's good. Mitnir's got
What
the
is that?
he's got the body health book out. He's like reading it.
Yeah.
Yes, you can eat enough kale that it will replace Northot.
There
Right.
you go.
Boy, there's a lot going on. I do think not to put too fine a point on it, but we really do need to come up with a solution quickly. I'd hate for those runes to snap and wake up with a goat monster one day.
Yeah. Well, I think, maybe we go and look for, because if it needs to be a body for Orin, we should probably go to the source, right?
It's not a bad place to start. Although I think we should have
Not
backup
just Grim
plans.
doesn't want to go to some bright, shiny place with, there's probably lots of singing and flying golden things, but it's, whatever.
There's definitely not a lot of singing going on.
I don't know what you have there. It's
Hymns sound. I would suspect hymns as well. I don't think that was an out of pocket assumption.
flaming
What?
swords. I don't know what you do up there. It's weird.
I do need to go. I need to go to the Nexus anyway. So why don't we all go and see if we can get a doorway or some kind of access? And
Yeah, Grim can make resurrection pods for you all later. It's fine. We can do that when we're doing the other thing. Or if we're in the cauldron for 6 months, we have time to do
Yes.
it then.
right.
We'll need to do. I think if anything we do with Orn building a new body, will definitely involve Vedava's nectar. So, we'll need to go there to the source for that. So,
Do we want to say that we leave Cleary and Bropsy doing Bropsy's tattoo,
Sure.
and then the
Yeah.
rest of us
move
go?
the camera so I can eat too.
All right, so you guys go to the Nexus while Cleary works on Bropsy's tattoos. You guys, it is the same as it usually has been. On your way there, though, you do notice that it is in fact raining outside today.
Oh boy, look for puddles forming.
As you guys begin to,
If I see like enough water congregating in like a shallow spot, just like splash through it and like try to disperse it
No.
somewhere else.
So the rain that's coming down, you can see that there have been many erected barriers, like massive mile-wide domes covering sections of the city, where the water is just like trickling off and like mostly falling into the underwhelm and being washed down. The areas that are dangerous now at this point, according to what your father told you, is basically the wildlands away from the
outside
city
the city.
itself, the untamed areas. Those areas are very bad. Like you can even like if you spend any time like looking out from the towers, you can literally see large not like quite like trebuchets, but something similar to like a war machine facing out and like sending some sort of projectiles into the woods.
Okay, yeah. Somebody should probably deal with that at some point, but hopefully they have it as much under control as they possibly can, because I don't think that's going to be us heading out.
Quick question. Should we swing by an Eggleman's and maybe spend some of these Eggle
I
bucks?
was going to mention that. We do have a lot of Eggle bucks.
You're burning a hole in my bag. We gotta spend these.
How many do we have? We have, was it 10,000 Eggle bucks?
1,000 Eggle bucks, but it's worth 10,000 gold.
10,000 gold.
So they're basically like a platinum each.
So we have 10,000 gold to spend at Eggleman's, which is like 2,000 each. If we wanted to.
So where would you guys like to shop?
Well, obviously,
Is there an
Eggleman's.
Eggleman's in the Nexus? It's like there are fancy Eggleman's in the Nexus.
We're just like on the way.
There's not an Eaglemans in the Nexus, no. The Eaglemans, there's quite a lot, and they're in every district, but not in the central Nexus itself. The limited space makes it so that basically the entry point of each of the different branches of the Selindor tree that grow from its roots, as it's not one solid trunk, sets the base of an embassy that then rises up into a sliver of that the actual plane itself. So there's no room for anything else except for the hovering discs that are going up the multiple mile tall tree. There's just so many discs. Some of them have buildings on them, but you've never searched it through any of those to find out if there are any shops or if there's anything particular. You can't tell the difference between private and public discs floating around in the Nexus because you spent so little time here. Also, you guys don't have a disc still.
No, we did not.
So I will say, as far as you're aware, no. Also, no, there's no Eaglemans in the Nexus.
Well, we could. I know it's okay. It's not on the way per se because teleportation circles or whatever. But like, do we want to go shopping first and then go to the Nexus? We can go see what they have. What's good at Eagleman's this morning?
Which Eaglemans are you going to?
Should we do the usual
What district are we in now?
That's
we
that's,
can
that's
go
what I'm
anywhere.
asking you. You guys can go to any district and there's an Eaglemans, but you have to go to a district.
Do we need to
So
stop
which-
by Black and Delver, or did you already do that recently?
Already did that.
Okay.
That was like yesterday.
I mean, yeah, we just pick a district and go to the Eaglemans there.
Yeah,
so like
just
Summer
pick a
Soldiers,
district.
Summer Grove, whatever.
It's just that there are different districts and different Eaglemans have different very rare items. So
Mm.
I need to know which Eaglemans you're going to.
Well, now we're gonna go to all of them, but we'll start.
that would take days.
It's like a bunch of different IKEA stores. Oh, we got to look at every piece of furniture.
Yeah.
All right. So
Well, let's
here's
just
my
start
question:
with the Summer.
Are you going
Grove or
in the
whatever.
outer Nexium, or are you going to the inner Nexium
What for our Nexus meeting?
for your Eaglemans?
Oh,
Inner?
sure, inner. I don't. Yeah.
Okay, so you could go to District Lunaris, District Communa, District Solarum, and District Necrum.
I think Solarum. I think we
Solarium
said.
would be the sun one. Yeah, that's fine.
Solarum. So you guys find yourselves walking through the Solarum district for the first time, which is just a massive, beautiful forest. Everything's built into the trees. You come upon this Eaglemans, and actually, I don't know the names of the Eaglemans in here, but I do know the concepts. So as you guys walk into this Eagleman shop, it's built into this massive like Keebler elf style tree where it's just like the door is on the front of the tree, but the tree itself is massive. And as you get in, you see that there's different sections that lead up to small nesting tree houses that are connected by ladders. And then the inside is much larger than you would expect for something that fits here. But you can see like almost small buildings on each side of the tree where there's like this little bay windows that are completely 360 where you can sit inside, then read and look out. And as you head into this Eagleman's, you see this magical shop just stacked to the nines all the way up the tree on the inside with just rows and rows of items and spellcrafting materials, books, all the materials you could need for spellcrafting components. And as a female Eagleman walks up to you and says, "Well, hello there. Welcome here. I am the venerable Zerona Eagleman."
Oh, hi! Nice to meet you.
It is very good to see you as well. Again, the face isn't really moving right.
Yeah. We've met a couple of Eaglemans before. So this is new. Hi. And I'll introduce. I'm Seti, Mitnia, we're New Death. That's, Orangrim, etc., etc.
Well, what can I do for you, my dear friends?
Well, we
And
won the thing,
here-
and we have Eaglebucks to spend.
Oh, you're the winners, and you chose our fine establishment to come to. I am very pleased to meet all of you. What can I get you? There's so much to see here. Much like the other inner Engelmans, we have a restaurant, a casino, and a beautiful library you can spend your time enjoying.
Can we spend the Egelbucks at the casino?
Of course you can.
All right, Mitnir, here's your 2,000. Have fun.
If it is something you wish, you are more than welcome to go play rollies up in the top quarter. You can literally just go play rollies.
200 Egelbucks into 400.
Just go D20 to D20 versus the Fae up there that's sitting there like.
Don't
ready-
trust a Fae.
Why do you think they've got a casino?
It's rigged.
The
It's
house
rigged as
always
hell.
wins.
But we could like quadruple our Egelman bucks.
You could also zero them out.
But they were free, so that's the big deal.
If you have any requests, I am more than happy to give you an escort, Pixie.
I would love to see anything super cool you have that a bard might find useful, or a magic user, or
Well, let
rings,
me just do this then, okay? Let me go to my list of magical items.
Bring up the Egelman's catalog.
We put it all in on the first roll, someone nat 20s, and we double.
or they that one and we lose everything.
Well, I don't actually have anything that's particularly useful for a bard.
Well, that's a bummer.
But if you're looking for something truly magnificent, I have some very interesting items here.
Okay.
That's just what they're called. Very interesting.
It's a very interesting audience. Is there anything in particular that would gather your fancy? Perhaps you would like to look at our premier items.
Yes.
Sure, yes.
Okay, so she says, well, we have these three currently. She puts in front of you a small box about yay big. What appears to be a horn.
Okay. What
And
what
a
are
sword.
and the sword? What do they do? What are they?
Well, this, and then you see as they pull the sleeve out, you see a deck of cards, is a very interesting item that is not for the faint of heart, but for those who love a bit of chaos, it's a fun place to start. And then they push the cards back into the box and close it. It's like
Now
this
is-
nice little ornate wooden box.
Is that a
Good
deck of
thing that
illusions or a deck
Mitnir
of many
is-
things?
That is a deck of cards that have yet to be described to you properly.
The good thing that the Midnir's in the casino. Okay, what's
I haven't left yet.
I think the price of the deck would tell you exactly what it is.
So what I'm seeing here is we go to the casino, we gamble, and then we spend the money on more gambling utensils.
You are free to do whatever you want with your portion of your Egelbucks. I'm assuming that's a deck of many things. Because of how coy you're being about it. What does the horn do?
I mean, what's the price tag on it?
That's a good question. That I have to go look up again. Where's my price thing? I usually have a price thing that's always up.
Probably more than we can afford. If it's a
All-
deck of many things.
All the Eagle Bucks plus all
I
of
don't
your
want
money.
it anyway. No deck of many things for me. The last thing we need right now is more chaos.
But I feel like it'd be great. You could tell someone else to pick a card.
Yeah, but then
And they get the good one.
they get the good one. It's literally what happened to Grog. Somebody else became a king, and then Grog's soul got taken.
Oh yeah, it's 25k. Sorry.
Yeah, all right. Way out of our price point. We do need to stay within the bounds of our regal bucks, ideally.
Yeah, most of these are pretty expensive. These premier items. Where's the... God, I keep getting lost. I have way too many things open, guys.
Well, I'm mainly looking for materials myself, not necessarily items.
Certainly, if there's any particular materials you're interested, let me know. We've got materials from all over the place.
Well, I'm interested in materials with fire resistance or immunity to fire. Also, magisteel.
Magisteel I can provide. If you're looking for something that is immunity to fire, I would recommend try checking the Egelmans within the Brass Palace.
Oh, you have one in there?
Yep.
Interesting.
What can I say? We get around.
All right. Well, what do you got in the way of magisteel?
Magisteel, I can give you whatever you need. We have it by the pound and can be bought. I don't remember the prices I gave you for Magisteel last time, but it's not cheap.
I've never bought it before.
You
Cleary
never
got me
bought
some.
Oh, Cleary got you the Magisteel. Well, that helps me tremendously. Very well. It's 1,000 gold per pound.
Ooh.
It's one of the most expensive alloys on the planet.
Yep.
Not the planets, in all the realms. There we go.
Well, I guess I'll spend my portion on 2 pounds of magisteel.
Very well. So they come in, they bring you 2 pounds of Magisteel, and these are just like these two beautiful ingots. They're about 12 inches long and about like 6 inches wide, and they're relatively thick, but they only weigh a pound. They're like incredibly light. There you go. 1 Magisteel ingot.
2, right?
2, yes. That's what I said. Pulls out a second one, puts it on the table.
I'll give you 1 for the price of 2.
That's what a deal. What a bargain.
I, Zerona, am the genius negotiator.
Grim will just hand them a list of like oils and unguents and components and stuff, like worth 2,000 gold.
That's the stuff you need for your thing?
Yeah.
Okay, so you get components. Those are easy enough to get at price.
Yeah,
So
this is what Grim needs.
what else we got? Anybody interested in anything? Well, you were
What was-
interested in the horn, right?
I wanted
Yeah.
to know what it was.
Sorry, gotta go look at the horn again.
We might also need potions. Do we have any potions anymore?
Hmm.
Can make you some.
I have 2 regular healing potions. That's it.
I can make some. Dropsy has the time dial cauldron. I can make them quick too. She can make them.
Yeah.
That'd be good, because I don't have any either.
I have 2 graders. I have 3 elixirs of hell. Cures any disease.
I'll have to buy materials to make healing potions.
Yeah, I'm perfectly happy to let our alchemists.
Okay. So for this, because I didn't choose one, can somebody roll me a D100?
Who's
And
doing it?
that'll determine which one of these horns it is.
We got 54.
54. It is a brass horn.
What's it do?
Oh, this here is a horn of Valhalla, straight from Isgard. There are only 4 known to exist. This brass one is one of the weaker horns, but they say when you blow it, it will bring berserkers from Valhalla to help you. But only if they find you a worthy warrior.
Oh, well, then, Midnir should blow it.
How much is the price tag on that?
I gotta get my thing back up. This horn is 38,000 gold.
Not worth it.
That's all it is.
And this last one
What a
is
steal.
So it was 20 something, 30 something.
And that was
Oh,
the
and then-
weaker horn?
that is the second. That is one of the weaker horns. Yeah, there's 4 horns. It's the second weakest horn.
You can imagine the price tag on the good one.
45k.
Eesh.
They're all similar in price, but yeah, 45k.
We haven't really gone out and made money in a while.
No, not
Yeah.
really.
Yeah, if you guys just find us red amanita mushrooms, they cost 5 GP. We can make them. With the time dial cauldron, it cuts the time in what? 10? Isn't that what it does?
Yeah, 1/10.
We should go do the second level of our delve at some point.
Yeah, after this crisis has passed.
This crisis will never pass.
Well, I mean the most immediate one. I'm tempted to ask if they have a ring of spell storing, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, if you ask for specific items, that's the way you guys should be doing this. Is looking for
I
specific
just
items.
don't know what I want. Like,
I mean, like I can't
do
tell
I
you
have
everything.
to
if
read
there's...
every item ever made? To
No,
find out
just
if
tell me
there's a
like
good
what
one?
tell me like what okay. You're looking for an instrument, right? Is that what you're looking for or no? Because there's not instrument of the bards, like that was like as good as it gets. Like there's
Yeah,
no,
I don't really.
there's
I
nothing
think I
better,
already had the
you know?
best instrument of the bards.
Yeah, I think you did. So I don't know what you're looking for. Like for a
Just
bard, there's not much.
anything that just seems cool for SETI. I don't know.
I mean, yeah, ring of spell storing. They do have like you could buy a ring of spell storing. It is, however, 20,000 gold.
Yeah, okay.
Anything really cool is probably not going to be in our price range right now.
Yeah. These eggle bucks aren't like breaking the bank. This is just get some little things.
That's 10,000 gold. It's good money, but it's not buy game breaking items money.
It's not by legendary item money. Yeah, it's
Now,
All
if I
right,
just went in
well-
the casino 9 times, I can buy those things.
Hey, you got 200 eggle bucks. You can go gambling.
I know. I'm waiting for you guys, like, because that's just dice rolls, so
I-
it's nothing.
Yeah, I'll hang on to my Eggle bucks for now because I don't feel like I need any
Yeah,
particular.
wait till there's
potions or
something in
minor
specific you
things.
need, or till you have more money that you know that there's something you want to buy. Like there's nothing
Yeah.
wrong with that.
Yeah.
But if there's anything specific you guys want to buy, like you can buy it there. As long as it's rare or below, they have it. If it's very rare, I will roll if they have it, and they only have 3 legendary items, which I already listed for you.
no.
Which, by the way, it is not a deck of many things; it is a deck of several things.
Deck of several things.
I think a deck of many things costs a lot more than that.
Yeah.
One of the card in the several decks should be gets you a deck of many things.
No, that's like wishing for more wishes. Well, since nobody else seems to have any shopping they need to do,
On to the gambling.
Yeah.
on to the gambling.
We'll start with at least one roll. We'll do one
Alright,
attempt.
so you go up and you walk in and you see like this completely placid looking, like you can't even tell if he's like what kind of Eladrin or what kind of Fae he is. But he's standing there in this completely like fancied up but very tight formal suit, and you can just see he's like sitting behind like this very like widespread, it's a casino table like for blackjack or something like that, and he stands behind it and you can't see any wings or anything like that, but you can see that his hair is slicked back, and normally it would be very red and fiery looking, but he's got it like slicked down with grease and it looks very taut and he looks super uncomfortable. He's wearing glasses as you come in, and even behind the glasses you can see the eyes are just like sparkling with light, and as he comes in he goes, "Are you here to play, sir?"
Yes.
"Very well. What is your bet?"
Puts down 200 Eagle bucks.
"Very well. You just roll a d20. If you beat his d20 on the roll, you win."
Oh, that's bad.
Can't. Oh no, Brapsy's not with us.
I rolled a 6.
Cool. "Very well, sir. Here are 200 additional Eagle bucks. You win." You rolled a 2.
Wow. That's Mitnir luck for you.
Wow. All right.
"Very well, sir. Here is your money." Pushes it back to you. "Would you like to play again, sir?"
I mean,
Yeah, why not?
Pocket the 200 and play with the new 200, right?
"How much would you like to bet, sir?"
Puts down 400.
Oh boy.
Oh no, that's a 4.
"Unfortunately, sir, you have lost your stake." And he pulls his other 400 Eagle bucks back into the counter. And
That means you have 1,700 now, right? Because you gained 100.
no, he spent all of his money. He's
Yeah,
out
I
of
said
money.
all of it.
Oh, you spent all 4. Okay, sorry. I was
That was
counting
4,000 gold that he just burnt.
counting. I was
Yep.
counting, and I thought you were being conservative. No, you were.
No.
Yep. He
Okay.
was being Mitnir.
I was being with you.
He's like,
Well, I
kinda goes-
"Unfortunately, you have lost your stake, sir." And he pulls it back and
I told you that was going to happen, Mitnir.
Hey, Sadie, can I play again?
No, absolutely not. You had your fun.
If you have gold, you can bet your own gold. Right?
It's true. You can bet this gold.
Yeah, but that's only like 1 Eagle buck.
That's 10 gold is 1 Eaglebuck.
Oh, I got
Alright,
more than that.
let's
But
go
no,
to the next.
I lost the freebie money. We're good.
All right. Well,
that was the most hard-earned money.
yeah,
of
it
all
was.
of the money you've gotten since the beginning of the
Nope.
campaign.
It's toy money. It doesn't make any sense. It is not gold
It's
coins or
Monopoly
platinum
money.
coins. It's Monopoly money.
He's like, "Very well.
Yeah, sure.
Thank
We
you so
only
much for
had
your
to do a
patronage,
whole
sir."
competition for that.
And
but all
pushes
right.
it back into the drawer and just. And he's like, "Would anybody else like to play?"
If I had modify memory.
All right.
Yeah. Nope. I'm good.
Okay, so as you guys get basically robbed blind, I rolled a natural 22. You were fucked.
Yeah, it rolled a 4. It was single digit. I was just like, ugh.
Anyways, so as you guys now go back in to the Nexus, I assume,
He's
Yep.
show everybody your badges on the way through, heading to the teleporter. The entire House Salarm district, by the way, is beautiful. And
Sure.
as you're making your way to the teleporter and people are giving you directions, you're walking through this amazing, glorious thing. And even with the rain coming down, hitting the dome above the entire area, it's still glistening with light. And it is just a beautiful place to be. As you walk into the Nexus, however, and you're greeted once again by the hovering platforms and the large wooden stretches of reality bending trees. What would you like to do?
Well, it looks like we're going to need to hitch a ride again. I still don't know how we get our own little disc here. Is there like any kind of reception or
Disc rental
Disgruntled
booth.
are us.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so make an investigation check.
Oh, that's good. That's a 30.
30. Yeah, so you almost like immediately find a guy who just looks like he knows what he's doing. He's definitely selling discs, but they're like small ones. But he's on the platform and he's like, "Oh yeah, get your discs here, get your discs, get on up there in the sky, everybody. Pick your disc."
All right, how much is a disc?
Oh, you're here to rent or to buy?
Well, we could just rent. I mean, we come here occasionally, but
Sure. I've got personal disc just for one person, 5-foot disc, easy, little scary to ride on. Tell you right, little
we
bit
need
scary.
enough. We need enough for this group.
Oh, enough for that group. I'd say you probably need yourself a nice 20-footer to be comfortable. Now I could try you off in
5-foot disc.
a 10-foot diameter in a 10-foot diameter one. Now you can check this one out. Trust me, you'll all fit, but will you be comfortable? That's the real question.
It's a
Now
short
let's say
ride.
that you start to tip on something. It's happened before. Now I don't give any of those bad discs, none of those auto tipping discs. No, sorry. These are the good, genuine article. But if you
Insight
clip
check.
into some other, like an
Oh,
insight
that's-
check.
It's only 10.
Yeah, it's hard to tell. And he's like, and to be completely honest with you guys, it's you're not gonna get much better than this. Not on this tier. But it's up to you. Buy the 20-footer.
Is there any like of these discs like sitting floating around him right now?
These are all docked. He's got them like docked. There's
Okay.
like when you get them near the walls like of each layer, each tier of the climb up, this sort of like disc around the shard. That just like runs down the middle. There's just like this glass fracturing shard of light and rainbow color. And it just looks like it's made out of like some sort of crystal. With the exception of this shard that runs down the center of Selindor, there are these discs of metal that then these other discs that float, these are like rings, I guess, of metal that the other discs then attach to. The second they approach on either side, out or in, little bitty prongs seem to like come out from within it and just bend around and grasp the circle.
Okay.
So they're docked at the moment.
So how much for the bigger one?
Now that 20-footer there, you could get that for about 2,000 gold.
And that's to own?
Yeah. Well, I mean, you can't take it out of the Nexus,
Sure,
But-
I know.
but you know, when it's here, it's yours.
How about just to
You
rent?
can do whatever you want with it. The day rate is 200 gold per day. Now I know. You're thinking 10 days and I can own my own thing, but think about it. If you're not spending a whole lot of time in the Nexus, I mean, not many people spend that much time here. Only somebody who works for the council would need an actual disc to be here, am I right? You're probably just here for what, shopping situation, got a meeting with somebody in a banquet hall. Anyway, not important. I'll tell you what, I'll do you a favor. I could rent you all 5-footers for just 50 gold apiece for the day. Now these are scary to ride. I will tell you this.
That's
But
that's
if you each have your own
cumulatively that is
individual-
more. Well, yeah, we only need 4 first of all, but that's the same price as getting the 20-foot for the day.
yeah, right. But see, here's the difference: is that you each got your own. See what I'm saying? So you could fly around, and you could even do battles midair against each other.
All right. Quick group meeting. Do we want to just buy a disc so we don't ever have to talk to this guy again, or should we just rent
Yes,
one?
just buy it.
All right.
Make me an intelligence check, babe.
Unless we get to meet the dude with the ravens again. He was pretty cool.
Ooh, that was a 19, but it's a natural 1 for a 3.
Yeah, this seems like a great deal.
Well, I was going to say I don't want to spend all of my money on it. So if we're going to buy one, we should pool our resources.
Well, let me roll for my sales today. Speaking of which, 2d12.
Grim's like, I've got all the money. I don't care.
12. A d20. 14. So 12 at 140%.
Yeah.
Pull up my calculator.
While he's doing that, are you guys? It's up to you. What you want to do? Anybody can make an intelligence check for this, by the way. It's not an
Yeah.
insight check. It's intelligence.
That's a natural 1 for 1.
You actually think this is a really bad deal with your natural one. She
No,
thinks
no,
it's a great
Seti.
deal.
Seti,
You
you're
think
wrong.
it's a
This is
great deal.
terrible.
You think it's a bad deal.
What? I mean, we spend that money and then we never have to talk to this guy again. It's the best deal ever.
He's like,
But
oh,
he's
hold
great
on,
to
hold
talk
on
to.
now. That's not that nice. Come on.
But this, right, we saw fancy discs. And that one's just not.
So it's a fixer
You-
upper. We're getting our we're building equity in it.
Hey man, you can always do whatever you want with your disc. I mean, you can do anything you want to it. You could put a chair on it. You could put a house on it.
I want a white kitchen. I know you wanted one with the dark granite, but honestly, I think
I will
that's
say-
depressing.
The 20-foot disc does have a weight rating of 20,000 pounds. All right, so you can't put a full house on a 20-footer, but
Grim made a 15 intelligence check.
15 intelligence check. You're not sure why, but you seem to remember somebody saying somewhere when you guys were originally made aspirants about being able to get a disc because you were aspirants, and you guys never pursued it.
Oh,
Mm.
Grim will just be like, I think we might just be able to get the disc because we're aspirants. I don't think we actually have to buy one. So why don't we just go talk to somebody
He's
about
like,
that?
oh, you guys are aspirants. Oh, well, why didn't you say so? In that case, definitely do a rental. And then you can use that to get up to the actual dispensary for those that get the free ones. You should have said something earlier. I could have done that for you. But definitely get a rental. Unless you guys have other ways of flying up there.
I mean, we do, but I mean, do you guys want to rent one or you just want to fly up there? I mean, I don't really want to waste a spell slot.
I mean, I don't have. I could fly up there and then come back down and get you, I guess. Sure.
Well, anyways, of little importance.
I
you
like
wanna
how I
go?
rolled
You
a
wanna
30
get to go?
investigation to find us a disc and then found this guy. No, screw it. Let's save the money. I'll bamf out my wings. I'll fly up to whatever the dispensary thing is. Get our
So as you
aspirant
guys get up-
disc.
As you guys, you begin asking around. Now that this guy told you, he shows you where to go. You fly up 2 tiers, and where you find that you can see like the massive shell. That's like the council's chambers. This massive like conchoidal shell, the astral snail shell. And you guys see that, and then you see like nigh on maybe 100 feet below it, there is a massive like just section of like dozens of discs of a myriad of different sizes connected to this white building that just seems to be nestled into that one nook. And as you guys approach, you see that there's a desk with like 3 different stalls and 3 different people who are talking to like lines of people.
Oh, I have to wait in line.
Yeah, so you guys wait in line for it probably takes about half an hour, and you guys finally get in. And they say, name, occupation, reason for visit to the dispensary.
Setimera, aspirant. I need a disc.
Oh. And would you be requiring a personal disc or a disc for your group? I have listed here as New Death.
Yes, one
You
for the
are
group.
officially 3 weeks late for your disc retrieval.
We forgot. We were on important business and we forgot. But yes, I need a big one.
Okay, big one. What level of intricacy do you need on this disc? Are you going to be building anything or having any organics on your disc? Are you
Oh, can
going
we
to be
have
putting
organic?
any structures on your disc? You can put
Maybe.
anything on your disc depending on if you get the right one. I am your dispenser and I'm going to make sure you get the right disc. Okay?
Well, just assume we're
Oh.
going to do absolutely everything to it.
That is very difficult to pull off because there are different
Okay, well,
types of
I
discs.
don't want like an entire house, but like maybe we'll put some couches and maybe Grim will plant some mushrooms. Who knows?
And if it hadn't have soil, that would be good.
Yes, we have discs that are ready to hold and support soil and life. They have a very small solar component in which they can give their own solar light providing. There is adjustment slot on these. These are known as greenhouse disc.
Oh, it's
Sure.
very good.
Let's do that. That's fine.
Good. It radiates energies from the bottom section. You can change the disc as you see fit. What size are you requiring?
20 foot?
20 foot is small for a group your size. I will
Oh,
give you the smallest size for group size. Your people, I will give you a 50-foot disc.
oh
That
okay.
sounds better.
I thought that was
This is what is required for your group. I give you greenhouse 50-foot disc. It is not as fast as some of the slimmer models, but if you are using greenhouse for a group your size, this is appropriate. Fills out
okay.
some more document. It says, if you break your disc or do not return it to the stored facility at the bottom and leave it to be ravaged, then that is on you.
Okay.
But if you return it to the dispensary, then there will always be servants that will water your plants if you leave instructions.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, let me
Very
show
good.
you. And then like just pull out a sheet of paper and they go, yes, stamp and sign. And they put a stamp. You stamp and you sign right
Yep.
there.
Okay.
One of you does it. Cool. And they just and they say, okay, disc C73. Here you go. So you guys go into like the lot of all these discs that are like slowly hovering and like a person's like trying to do it. And what they give you is what appears to be like a small miniaturized disc that you have. It's like a little coin and it just says C73 on it.
So there's like
So
a
as you
little
guys
slot and then it comes out and then
Yeah, as
Let
you
go.
guys are walking, you continue moving. You actually slip it into your seal. There's like a little slot in
oh
your seal, and you slip the coin in. So as you guys are walking, you get this information. You find your disc. It is plain. It looks just like every other disc. You can't tell any difference whatsoever. But there is like a small, that is 50 feet across in size. And as you step onto it, there's like a small like hum, and then like the little coin starts glowing a little bit. Who's gonna put it in their seal?
well, I had to go pick up the disc, so I gotta get the disc functioning and then go pick up everybody else down at the
So you
bottom.
put it in the as you put it in the seal, it registers for you, and you get all of the controls for the greenhouse. And also, you can use your seal to navigate your disc. It's like a little controller video game. You just have it go up and down,
Cool.
and change the speed. You can choose like left or right, just like with like a little controller. You just take your seal out and you just begin moving it around like a joystick.
Which button fires
Um,
the lasers?
There's no lasers.
I have
We
a
didn't
quick
get that
Not
model.
yet. Not so grim invents laser shrooms.
Like Plants vs Zombies.
So, as you guys get on your disc, where would you like to go?
Uh,
we had-
Where's that lady?
Well, so because I wanted to see the Magister as well. Should we do that first? Because it's probably going to be a shorter thing.
I mean, yeah, sure. If you guys just want to say you're moving around the cabin. If you're going to talk to people, sure. Like if you want to go talk to the magistrate, where I have to go find where the magister is actually. Which one he's at, because I don't remember now.
Whichever celestial plane Mitnir and I went to.
The
I
one
mean, he
with
gets
the
he
apple?
gets
Did
around.
we go to Elysium? I think we went to
No,
Elysium.
the magister gets around. He goes all over the place. But he does represent one of them. So make an investigation check, but you should be able to get the information 15 or above.
All right. That's a 20 or 18.
I did it with a 17. Mitnir's helpful today.
Hey.
You did
So
it.
he is
Aside from losing
actually
money.
the magister is actually the representative from Arcadia, and as you bring your disc over to that area, you actually see a disc with a very small tower that's only like 15 feet across, but it looks like the replica of like the small replica of a wizard's tower, and it's got like golden grass, and you can see that there's like an aqua bubble with like runes covering the whole thing. And so this is sitting out front of this particular, and you guys have seen this tower before at the council hall. So this disc is you guys have seen once before.
Okay.
But as you pass by that and walk in, you find yourself in the halls of the Arcadia, whatever the hell it's called, embassy. Looking inside, you find yourself looking at what just appears to be like massive wooden roots that just hold out over into what is actually an enclosed office. There are windows that look out into like a sort of large, expansive sunset on one side and night on the other. When you look through different windows, like you can see like the celestial skies at night looking over a landscape, and then throughout the other window, it's sunset. But they're just slightly like one is tipping maybe in towards sunrise on the other side in the darkness. Meanwhile, everything is very clean, wood, natural looking. Everything that they have in there is very officey and desk-like. And as you get to what appears to be the main desk, you see sitting behind it in this probably only about 50 foot across room. As you make your way in there, you see an old man, wizened looking, who has like just like this nice wide smile and a beard that comes down. He's got a very Gandalf look to him, or a very Dumbledore look to him. And as he sees you, he goes,
Well, hello there. What can I do for you all?
Hello. Is this the Magister, or is this just like a? Because I would recognize.
"This is the
him, but
Magister.
I-
You guys recognize
okay.
this guy?
Yeah, okay.
He's from the council. Yeah, he's from the Nexus."
Hi. Remember me and Mitmir? We refused your apples a while back.
Yes.
Yeah, so this guy, yeah, he looks slightly different than the one that you saw, but basically just still an old man in like gray robes. He just has a very kind, withered face.
And he goes, I'm surprised you recognize me here. What can
Well-
I do for those aspirants of new death? It's
We
your
have
first time visiting me.
Yours. We have something you wrote.
Yes, I wanted
Oh, do you now?
to ask you about the atlas. We recently won in one of the scholastic competitions.
Yes, it was requested of me, and I had it brought over. That one was from my personal collection.
Wow, that's Wait, it was requested of you. Who requested?
I believe it was Primus,
Interesting.
but
Uh, Hang on, I'm taking note of that because that is interesting. My spelling's terrible today. Wow. Okay. Cool. I was just really curious about the book, and I wanted obviously to meet you and learn what I could about its making and the purpose behind it, and maybe what else you might have done. I don't know. I thought this was very interesting.
The book itself was the culmination of my travels throughout the plains, the original mapping as it was, back in my mortal days.
Wow. No offense, but I'm imagining that was a really long time ago.
Oh, not as long as you might think. I believe it was somewhere around 1320 DR, maybe. But I can't be certain. I'll have to go look at notes to know that. When you live as long as I do, you have to write things down, or you forget them.
Oh, well, yes, I have that problem, and I'm very young. uh, so, all right, so it was basically a journal, a map of your travels.
Yes, and I found that with time as my power and attachment to the weave grew, the books that I wrote gained their own power and could be used as wizarding spell books, of all things. But I guess that's what happens when you become, well, one as powerful as I am.
How many books of, well, how many atlases did you write?
There were 7 in the original creation. I had my original, the first copy, that was my diary at the time, when I had originally decided to make it into a more useful tome to up-and-coming wizards. That was the original draft, and a copy of which you have currently.
I
So,
see.
so were the 7 original ones identical?
More or less. I copied them, my own script, and some of them by hand, others a bit of magic was used for the redrawing of magic circles in order to gain things, but more or less, yes, they're identical in spirit, if form and page numbers might be slightly askew.
Do you know where this other 6 are now?
I couldn't say for certain. I could probably locate them with a bit of effort, but they are spent throughout several lands. Not to mention the fact that if I were to try to count all of the copies that I have made in their myriad of different forms throughout all of the multiverse, and all the culminating memories fall into one body, it would be quite a lot.
Oh,
So,
no, not just the 7 original ones, I think. Just
the 7 that I believe would have fallen into the plane which any one of me is from. It could be hard to say. Somewhere spread throughout the realm. There are very
see.
few here, though. Very few in my collection. I have one. In fact, there's one thing that I do not have, which is the original. That one fell from my possession some time ago. Meanwhile, I have 3 copies here that are from myriad universes, but one of the 7 from, well, I would say your world based on where I'm looking, if that helps.
Right.
Don't know.
Did you ever write any other books over the years?
Oh, yes. Theorems on different kind of magic and arcana, and several different ones of them became wizarding tomes indeed. But this one was one that I did in my early days before Ascension.
Are you familiar with the Unbound Ephemeris?
I've heard this term mentioned in the council. An irksome book that was wielded by one of the most potent incarnations of Northort. After that entity was slain, Northort lost quite a bit of his power with his incarnations. with that, we were able to push them back to this quasi-peace we have now between us and Northond, but New Death and the other aspirants, as well as a few of the champions, you've all been very busy. And things have stirred and changed. Things are accelerating quickly.
Yes. Yes, they are. For better or worse. This ephemeris, do you know anything else about it?
I know that it... I know that it was used to gather and collect power. That is what I know of it. But the name ephemeris does suggest the use of an ephemeris in the clocking of stars. Star charts as they are. In a sense, the astral placement and the relative location within the planes being used to denote the ephemeris suggests that it is something like an atlas, and could make sense unbound as to why they would have perhaps used or had an interest in my book. Is that why you're asking? Does my book have something to do with the unbound ephemeris? He just looks at you with a little smile.
Oh, we could not possibly say.
Can I read anything into that smile? Is it like a
He's intrigued. He's not offended. He is intrigued.
We couldn't possibly say.
You couldn't
Well-
possibly say.
He looks over you guys once again,
the thing
and then he
is,
sees them, and he's like, I see.
I can say something. And it's that I had seen this handwriting before.
I see. Well, this handwriting, if you are talking about the book in question that you won during the competition, then yes, that is my handwriting. And if you are suggesting the unbound ephemeris contained the same handwriting, well, color me a pale shade of pink, for I'm embarrassed.
He's still smiling.
Embarrassed that I could have lost such a thing and left it in the hands of an all-powerful entity to make it into something so devious.
Is he embarrassed or is he like, oh, you caught me?
Make an insight check.
All right.
I rolled a
Oh, that's a
one.
natural 20 for a 28.
He's not embarrassed. He doesn't seem like he did it on purpose. He seems genuinely like he's learning for the first time that one of his old books. But he's like, this is like something that's like a throwaway from him. What a copy of a copy probably is turned into an important book that made a god more powerful, and he's just tickled. He's just truly tickled that's something that he barely paid attention to as so important to other people. So he's just like, oh my, oh very dear. Oh, well, I suppose I should probably do something about that.
Well,
Makes
you-
sense, though, considering what it is.
Yes, I imagine the atlas was an important component in those charts you alluded to.
Yes. Well, I feel guilty. I'm quite sorry for the chaos I've unleashed into the universe.
So
As it
you see-
is, there's not much I can do about a book that's been written.
Well, I was wondering if there are other copies, powerful copies like the one we have. It might be for the best if they are tracked down and accounted for.
To try to keep them all under wraps, considering all the different places one could be pulled from, would be an near impossible task. But if you're talking about the ones that carry power, there would be very few from any of my iterations that I actually carried with me throughout the planes. That would be the original, would be the strongest.
Yes, those are the ones to keep an eye on. It would be very interesting to find out
As I
what
said,
has
even
become of
upon
them.
this place, I lost the original, and now I have some suspecting that might be the one in the ephemeris that was lost.
Could be.
And if that were the case, then there is no accounting. Upon bringing it to a place such as this, they all form into one book.
Oh, like,
I would have kept it on me as any one of me has entered into this place. I keep all of my original books on me. So as such, any version of me who was entered here, once fused, also had the book fused upon the time that it happened. But it was
And
here,
this
in
one did not?
Selindor, that I lost it.
This one did not fuse with the other because it is not the same book now.
Correct.
Okay.
is there... I would offer you the one we have back to safeguard. But I'm wondering if there is someone you trust, even more than yourself, whose possession of it might be unthinkable by those who would seek this for malignant purposes.
If you're talking about somebody who can hide an object from dangerous entities or abnormalities, there would be no stronger than Ord.
Yes, the thing is,
Ord could make a box that is impenetrable even by my arcane stature.
the thing about that is not to keep all our eggs in one basket.
Ah, you already have a box from Ord, then. Well, the Shard Home has a very nice crystal vault. but otherwise, I, in a quite reduced form within Selindor, I could not possibly be at my best to protect it. But I could put a myriad of different arcane seals and such to keep it from being taken by any entity. But it is your prize. I would hate to leave you empty-handed after you've worked so hard.
I would consider it an immense favor to simply protect it against any and all intrusion from now until eternity.
We might also have a use for it still to
But
city, so we might need it for something.
well, I am merely feeling out our options.
Yes, but
At this
it might
stage.
be important for something we need to do.
Well, if it's that situation you're looking for, I do have a place I can hide it. If someone were to find the location, I'd be unable to truly stop them, but it's a fairly safe place to hide anything, I would say.
We might take you up on that. We'll have to discuss amongst ourselves, and we have a little bit of time before it needs to move somewhere.
Well, as it is, I'm glad that you finally ate those apples I offered you. Took some time.
Yes, me too. They wound up being quite helpful and expensive.
Should have taken the gray ones, but fate has a way of rolling back around to you.
Yes, that it does. Well,
That's what
thank
the
you.
weave was saying too.
Right.
Well, I wish you the best of luck on your adventures. And if there's anything else you need to ask of this old magister, please roll all round by.
We might just do that. Thank you so much for your time.
Oh, please try the trail mix on your way out. I recently had a bowl installed near the entrance. Let me know how you like it. It's from Crocodiles.
Sounds delicious. This one I will definitely try.
Very
Sound
well.
like an advertisement plug.
Yeah, sponsored by. All right. I guess we go look for Vala next.
Yeah, as you guys are leaving, he's just like,
Oh, Oh, you old fool and your books, leaving them around. Oh, always causing trouble.
Just chuckling at himself as you guys leave.
Needed so many copies because he couldn't keep track of them all.
Yep. So, where to next?
Blah, blah, blah.
So yeah, as you guys head over to the Elysium Embassy, you walk in and you find Bala tending to her garden as you enter. There are several other individuals walking around tending to other things as well, but as she graces you with her presence, she says, "Oh, hello there." And she looks it over at Oren. Interesting. Either Bropsy gave you what was needed, and you've been very, very, very. My word is not coming to my brain. I keep saying very, but it's not coming. What is the word for irresponsible? Been very irresponsible with your newly printed wards, or you found another way to create a rune?
Is-
Last time she saw you, you had one, and I think you have two now, right?
Yeah. Because she gave him one, right?
I have.
No, you did. You
No,
gave him
but
a
didn't
rune.
she give him one when he
No,
was
she
leaving? Or whatever?
stabilized the rune to like
Hmm.
sort of make it so unless he came into a direct confrontation, he wasn't going to lose that rune.
I have two, and then I have one temporary one, which I think is the Mitnir one. Or was
think
her
the temporary-
boon was temporary?
I think the boon was what she was saying. It will temporarily protect that rune that you had. It wasn't a, yeah, it was a protection, not a additional rune. If that
Yeah,
makes sense.
I have two runes, and then there's a +1 temp in brackets.
Okay. I think that's Bala's thing. Was that? So she's like,
Yeah.
yeah. So she says, well, so which is it? Did you find a way to do it yourself, or did you burn through Bropsy's divinity so quickly?
I didn't know about Bropsy's thing until just now. So that
Oh.
definitely wasn't it.
So you still haven't spoken?
She fell asleep.
There's a lot for her to think about. I understand if this stress has put a lot of strain on her and made her incapable of making a decision. But you should
There's
speak with
been
her.
a lot of downtime as of late.
I understand. If you need less duties from the council, I can ensure that your load is lightened.
It's not really that. It's a combination of that plus school plus, our day-to-day lives.
Very well.
What's going on? Should we cut to the chase?
Yes, to what do I owe this visit?
Yes, well, we were wondering, do you know where the first Oren is buried? Do they bury those type of people?
Orin has never been buried. Orin
Does
was
he
never
have a body?
born in a physical form within the material plane. He was always of celestial nature.
They don't have bodies.
In a sense, they do. The same way all celestials have bodies, and the same way I am in a form now here before you. Granted, this one different from my normal one. But it's just a suggestion of form. All that is Orin, or all that is left that is Orin, is within that body you see before you now.
Well, that's all right. You don't need to have that exactly. We just need the material.
There is, however, the physical form of Virimus from his
Ooh.
mortal days.
Where's that?
Where that resides would be somewhere within his home universe, as it is. It would take
quite a bit of looking before I could tell you exactly where it is, but it does exist.
How long is quite a bit of looking?
I could probably get back to you in a few days. But
That
I'd
would
have
be
to send a
useful.
few of my minions out to look around.
Because Grim is wondering if perhaps we might make a new body for Oren that is not so
No,
made up of bad stuff
body.
that it might turn into, much worse stuff.
It is certainly an option. Whereas I
Then we don't
allowed
have to worry about the runes
these
that
events
might
to
break.
come to happen, I did not approve of them. However, you would be spitting in the face of Viramus's wishes.
Well,
You
from what I
created as a
understand,
weapon, Warren, and until you have fulfilled your purpose, everything he has done is a travesty. But if you had fulfilled your purpose, perhaps there would be some light to his deeds. Perhaps, and only perhaps.
I understand that if we were to get him a new shell, a new body to occupy, it would make everything Virmus sacrificed to make him moot. But
not necessarily.
if it is the
You
only
just
way to keep him alive, to keep him from being consumed by the bad, then it may be the only choice we have. So
you just have to create a new weapon. Create a new weapon and neutralize the threat. That doesn't mean that the weapon can take a different form. What
That
use
is
is a weapon
all
if the weapon can turn
very
on you?
true.
The weapon can turn on you at any moment. That's not useful to you, is it?
Indeed.
if he
But
had,
Glad you all think
again,
he's an abomination anyway, so this is a win-win for everybody.
I do not believe Orin is an abomination. I think what his father did to him was abominable.
Yes, well, whichever, with whatever. I don't pretend to understand how all of you think, but it's gross, right? You think it's nasty what he did. So we can fix it. We'll just make a new Oren. Everybody wins.
If
This is
that is
agree-
the path that Orin wishes to take, I will in no way attempt to stop you. However, I will just reiterate that it will mean that as a weapon against Northot, as intended by Viramus, you will be useless. That does not mean that you will not be able to help, as you are a member of New Death. And you have done many great things that were not anticipated.
the thing
Your
is,
growth and power was desired, but was not necessary for you to fulfill your purpose.
the thing is, does anybody actually know how he was intended to be a weapon, how he was supposed to function, what all of this was supposed to be for?
Then speak to the exact nature of Viramus's plan. But I can speak to your nature. And you are a piece of chaos, a piece of the far realm, and a piece of light all in one. You are a path or a conduit from all of the powers of light in the universe directly to Northot. How he meant to use that, I cannot say. But I do know that is something that could be a part of Northot, drawn close to him, fooled into the fold, and being connected to the celestial lights of the seven heavens. Dangerous, no matter how used.
You mean
It
perhaps
sounds
he
like
was...
that the doorway could easily go the other way and be bad for you.
But That is what we
I am
are
of a
afraid
similar opinion. As I said, I do not approve of Eramus's strategy, and he did not share the finer details with me. But of what I've seen, I find it reckless. The choice is entirely up to you, she's looking pointedly at Orin, and Bropsy, if she's still around.
Perhaps he just a ghost.
Bubsy
She's
is getting her tattoo done right now.
Oh. That's one way to do it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was. Unless she wanted to come join us at some point.
Yeah, she could pop up if she's
You catch up?
Wow.
ready to participate.
Did you just come here to discuss what you plan to do with Orin?
We came here to see if we could learn more about our options and if perhaps if we needed to go to Orin's home realm.
I will
If there
tell you
was-
this. If you wish to make a new body for Orin, abandon Viramus's plan, it would be the far kinder option.
Yes.
If not just for you, for Bropsy as well. Speak with her. Because this is not a conversation that I can have with you. I cannot sway you one way or another till you know what the stakes are. But, as it is, you have two options. Repair it or new body. Because as you are right now, you are nothing but a threat. Unless Viramus has plans that I truly do not understand.
Well, no one really told me the plans either, so I'm kind of in the dark.
Well, I'd say in the meantime, definitely go look for the guy, because regardless of what decision's made, if we want to do something, we should do it quickly.
Yes.
Very well.
Let's get that ball rolling.
It will take Grim much time in the Cauldron of Purity to do the work. We'll need other
having
parts as well.
A body on standby could.
You
be
see,
useful.
she just reaches a hand out and she gestures, and as she does, you see all of like the wheat in the field behind her just sort of like bends and like blows for a moment, and then starts moving in unison. And you can see it's almost like they're like whispering to each other. You can hear like small like sounds of the wind moving, almost sounds like whispers and voices coming from it. She says, "It will take a small amount of time, but the answer will come. Whether you can make it to find his body isn't another question entirely, but I will know where it is, and I will inform you as soon as I do."
Once you know, would it be possible for us to go physically to it? Is there
I could send you there. Coming back would be entirely up to you.
Ah. Okay.
At this point, liquid divinity just sounds like an easier solution.
Easier, maybe.
She looks at you for a moment, and she's just like
in the moment.
narrows her eyes, and then goes, "It sure would," and then looks back at everyone else.
Okay. All right. Well, if while your people are out looking, they happen to find a portable hole in a tree, that one belongs to Orin as well. So.
I could tell you exactly where that is if you wanted to retrieve it for me.
I was making.
It is within my realms.
It was in the realm where Varamus's house is located.
So, Elysium,
Yes.
one moment. And you see she just closes her eyes for a second, and you hear more whispering. And she goes,
Please.
It's in a tree
And
to
you
the
s-
south of the palace. Way
She
down below.
says, no need. And you hear like a small, and you see an eagle flies by and drops something small and black. Like there's like you hear the sound of wind whipping as it just lands straight into her hand. I believe this is yours.
Thank you.
Wow. All right. Well,
Now, if there's nothing else, I have many souls to tend to.
thank you for your time.
Yes. Thank you.
I wish you best of luck. Send Robsy my regards.
Of course. All right. Did we need anything else in the Nexus?
I don't know.
think so.
Did we go back and
Must,
talk to
is the
Roxy?
mushroom lady here? I don't know. Probably not, but we could.
We could
Yeah,
ask, we could be like, hey, gods, do you want some champions?
I mean, if
Champion for hire.
We
If
could
she's
set up
here,
a booth.
I mean, if there is a, I guess is there an Abyss embassy here?
Yeah. There's an
Gotta be.
embassy for every plane.
I'm gonna. I
Every
guess I'll
outer
have to
plane.
go
Every
and look
major
and
outer plane,
see.
anyways.
I don't know, but is there for each abyssal realm a different
No.
embassy?
No,
Is it
it's
just
just
the Abyss?
for the Abyss. There's a embassy for the Abyss.
I'll just go I'll go to the Abyss embassy. I was like, I don't know if you guys want to come with me or not. I don't know what's gonna be in there. It might be kind of weird.
So as you
I'll just stay on the disc.
go to the one that is the realms of the Abyss, you look and you see what appears to be just fire. It's just the entire trunk on the inside is just flames. And as you head inside this time, I don't know if you've been to the inside this one before, but you walk inside and you see that there is lots of strange alien growth all over the walls, and there are portals lining each side of the entire area. And then there are more, it seems like there's more rooms going back in all directions leading to more portals. And some of them are different colors, but in general, it's almost like the Harry Potter flu powder network of just like
Mhm.
all over the place, either side of the room. As you walk in, you see that there are demons and creatures of all different kinds just moving about, horns, strange gelatinous bodies, extra hands moving out from underneath like the rib cages of some creatures. One guy actually looks like he has a baby living in his stomach.
Oh, beautiful.
As it walks around, and like it's like sort of like typing on like some sort of like machine, while the other body is like sorting books up above. You've walked into the freak show. The
Is
entire
anybody else
area, the
coming with me,
walls
or
and
is
the
it just
trees are just black. There's fungal growth all over the place, and then you can see that there is what appears to be the most grotesque looking demon you've ever seen. Their body looks like it's made out of pus and boils, and it's got these majorly swollen side of its head, and its eyes are sort of like squeezed in as you come in and get close. Hello, hon. How can I help you?
Yes, I was going. I mean, I'm here at the Nexus. I thought maybe if Inoki was there, I would come and say hello. And her champion.
As they like move their shoulder back, you see like some pus spray off into the distance.
Yes. I can hook you up with Inoki. Do you need your meeting?
I just, if it was convenient, I didn't want to be rude by not, stopping in while I was here because,
I see won't be here this day. Tomorrow. Appointments tomorrow at the earliest. What is your affiliation?
I am her champion.
Oh.
They gesture their hand over what appears to be some sort of like small, like rotted tome. You can tell immediately that the paper is made out of flesh.
And okay, Champion Grim.
Yes, yes.
What a nice name. Sorry, getting ahead of myself.
See, they like clean like a bunch of slime from their lips. They were like salivating.
Like, so, I will put you down for tomorrow at noon.
Okay, Grim will stop back then.
Bye bye.
Sausagey
Alright.
fingers that are just kind of like half rotting.
Enjoy all of this. You just leave.
Okay, you walk out. Did anybody else go in there with him, or did he just walk out? So you guys watch as Grim walks in, and about 2 minutes later, he walks back out.
Like you just see like the fire as he walks out. That was fine. Good thing I'm immune to
Is-
being frightened.
Is like even Grim a little bit shaken by walking in there?
It's totally fine. But I'm gonna come back tomorrow at noon to say hi. She wasn't there. There's a lot of weird guys in there.
Oh, all right.
Lot of weird guys. There was like a baby in the guy's chest. It's weird. Everything was on fire. I'll be back tomorrow.
Good stuff. Good
Yeah.
stuff.
I-
All
I
right.
can only imagine Grim's the puppy with the cup of coffee with the fire. Everything's fine.
This is fine.
I think while Grim was in
Well.
there, I was checking the portable hole because I don't remember what was in it.
Uh,
If there's anything even in it anymore.
You know, I don't remember what was in the portable hole, except for there was your dead father at one point.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's any of him still left in there or not. I'm pretty sure that your maid pulled him out, right? And then gave you
She took the portable hole for a while.
Yeah, but she gave it back to you without your father in it, right?
I think so. I don't know. I
Yeah.
haven't looked in it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's just empty. So
Okay. But yeah, I would have rolled it out on the disc and popped in there just to look around.
yeah, I mean, I don't know if there's like if smells linger in there, but it doesn't smell great.
Gotta air it out.
Yeah.
I mean, if there's any, I mean, Grim could go in and take samples and see if there's any like genetic material left.
Might
Sure.
as well.
Potentially,
Take a look.
might as well.
And
That would,
I
would be a medicine. A
I have
medicine
one of those
check for that.
candles we can light and make it smell nice.
Yeah, this
Perception
would be
to
a
look-
medicine. This would be a
Perception to look
medicine.
for it and medicine to collect it, I guess.
Yeah, that works for me. I will agree to those rolls.
Pulls out
Do
the
an
black
enhance
light. starts-
ability. I'll do an enhance ability to be better. All right, so a 30 to look for stuff.
Well, yeah.
You know, like skin flakes or a piece of hair.
This is one of those moments
Any-
where I'm
What
going to
splatter?
Anything she might have missed. Yeah, some blood or whatever.
Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, as you're beginning to search around this area, you do find what appears to be little bits of viscera, as it were. And some of them look like they could be, just left there for a long time. There's no way to know it's really him. You don't know what
Yeah.
this thing was used for. But with the 30, you do find a small section of flesh that has a bit of a light coming from within.
Okay, so he'll make a medicine check to try and collect that and in a sterile way and put it in an aquam bottle. And that's 23.
23. You're able to collect it. The light remains inside. It's just a small bit of flesh. Probably no more than an inch across this little section of the insides of a person.
There we
But there's
go.
just this tiny bit of light coming from inside of it.
Be like, here we go. Little bit of your dad, maybe. Hopefully, we could do something with this. It's just like, okay, sorry, I got your dad. I'm gonna go now.
Yeah,
Then you're
hose
like,
this
got
all
your
down.
nose, but it's got your dad.
Got your dad's intestine.
You see it in this tiny bottle.
All right. Well,
So he's
you
got
know,
a tiny piece of your dad in there. So that's a thing.
fun stuff.
I just need a piece of his mom. No, I'm just kidding.
Well,
well,
she was buried on the material plane. I don't know where.
Just kidding. I mean, we're gonna.
yeah. I think we're done here then in the Nexus. We can go back to Bropsy and Cleary.
Okay. So you guys get back and you find that the tattoo is wrapping up.
Before that, I'm gonna go to Black and Delvers because I need to get more mithril.
Okay. Whatever pricing I gave you for that last time, use that again. 'Cause I don't remember. My brain's broken, guys. I can't be given. Can't be keeping track of metal prices.
Just get a notebook. It's Black and Delver price book. Just flip.
Yeah, I could make it, but then I've already said enough stuff. I don't want to go back on my word on what things cost.
I don't have a price written down. I don't think.
How
I
much mithril do you need?
somewhere, but I don't know what episode that was, so it could take a while to find.
Yeah.
We could sort that out later. Why don't we-
But as part of the deal, I only have to pay overheads for any materials I want from the mine in the amount of 100 pounds
Yeah.
or less.
Okay, so yeah, how much mithril did you want? I mean, mithril's its own kind of thing, but
Well, it's got to be at least it's 100 pounds or less. Okay, so could do a lot with that.
yeah,
Let's say
you're not gonna get 100 pounds of mithril though.
no, I don't need that much. I was gonna say
That's
like
a lot
20,
of mithril.
like 20 pounds.
20 pounds of mithril. So, I would say per pound of mithril, I'd probably price it at like 500 gold per pound of mithril or something normally. So I would probably say just the overhead cost would be like 100 gold per pound of mithril.
Okay, so that'd be 2,000 gold. 20 pounds.
Yeah. For 20 pounds of mithril, it would be 2,000 gold.
I have 2,095 gold, so there goes 2,000 gold.
They're going to be broke.
Now I have
But you could just sell
90,000 gold.
one of your mini artifacts and make it all back. Sell your light kitten for 30k gold.
How dare you?
As a joke.
Great return on investment, though.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so he gets mithril. We go back to Bropsy and Cleary. And
All right.
Mitnir needs to breathe on it. The
So
tattoo.
Mitnir, you look at the tattoo and you breathe on the tattoo, and it's the effect that we've already rolled up.
Yay!
So Bropsy, you see that the rest of the group comes in, laden with a little bit of stuff, but mostly looking disappointed.
No, Grim doesn't disappointed.
Yeah, no, Seti walks in and is like, oh, I want to see that tattoo.
Grim got a piece of somebody to put sperm on.
Grim's like, this is the best day ever.
A grow-up person.
So Cleary says,
Great.
we're just about finished up here. So
Oh,
did
Cleary,
you figure
you're
out what
gonna
this
be
tattoo?
So mad.
Hmm.
Yeah, you're gonna be upset. It's okay though.
What? Why? What happened?
Because we talked to the Magister without him.
Oh, well, yeah, but
No worries. I can certainly visit as well. I have the same basic status as you all do. So, I
Yeah.
Just thought you might like to go talk to him. You know, you're like
Oh,
a
yeah,
big
yeah.
fan, you know.
Well, as my body's been reduced to what it is, I have taken to the arcane arts in proper form, and as a wizard, I, yes, greatly appreciate the work of the Magister.
apparently it was kind of an accident, making the wizarding part of his stuff.
Oh, well, pretty much anything he puts his hand on is useful for a wizard.
Yes.
Yeah, and apparently he accidentally lost the book and, you know, was quite surprised to find out that it became such a big deal.
Yes, he seemed rather tickled by it all.
That's not surprising. Jovial, but mischievous.
Yep.
As is the way of wizards, in my opinion. Mercurial is another way to describe them.
Sure.
Oh, and I got a piece of Oren's dad.
Oh. At the shop?
No, I'm just gonna. No, from his hole. No, I shouldn't say from Oren's hole. That
the portable one, the one that moves.
yeah, from his
That's
from
not
his
much
magical,
better.
not from his magical hole.
So, Bropsy, what does your tattoo look like?
The big black one.
Oren's big black hole.
Anyway.
She has green, the shiny emerald, at some of like the tips of her feathers, like I think running down her spine and on the bottom of her wings.
All right. So as he finished showing off these tattoos with this emerald glow, it's like, Mimir, I just need your breath to finish it off. And
Hit you. I mean,
he goes to breathe, and as he does, he gets like a little bit of like downy, soft feather in his nose, and he just kind of like sneezes, blows on you, and it's not as effective because of that.
Yep.
Nope, too many
All right.
feathers everywhere.
As that comes to its conclusion, what would you guys like to do? Everybody's together.
What time of day is it?
It's into the evening, I would say. Or not evening, but like, maybe like
Early
2-3
evening.
o'clock.
Hey, Claire,
Okay,
do you
which
have
one of
any,
you-
Early
extra
afternoon.
One of you
moonstones
wants
kicking
Grim
around?
to make you immortal. Whose turn is it?
Whose turn is it for what?
Like, Grim is going to go and cast his spell. Which one of you
Oh.
wants? You
Oh
know,
boy. What do
set
you
it up
need?
in your room. I just need to
Unfortunately,
cut
that
off a piece of
wouldn't
you.
exactly work for me, so I'm off the table.
Yeah, well, yeah, no. I'll have to cut off a piece of one of you. I'll put I'll set it up in your room. I'll just have to be in your room for like 8 hours, but,
I mean, sure, you can be in my room for 8 hours, but
Great.
you
I'll have to
Okay.
cut off a piece of you, though.
How big a piece?
Like 1 inch.
An inch? Can it?
We can heal it.
Oh God!
Um,
I don't want near. Midnear, you go first.
It'll be at the
why?
very end.
Okay, fine.
Right, well, we can do
She's
it at
like-
the end. It'll be at the very end, 8 hours from now, just so you can think about which part you want to cut off, but we'll heal it right after. Like out of your belly or something, some part that, not your
I mean,
butt.
it's just like, do scales count? Like,
It's a butt cheek, a little piece of butt cheek.
Yeah, a little piece of your buttocks or your belly fat, something easy to replace. I'm not gonna cut off a finger, we could do that if you want, but that might be harder to grow back.
I mean, for Midnier, it's easy. You just go to like one of the ridges and just kind of go like, slink.
Yeah, it's not so bad. We heal it though. All right, I'm going to go to Midnir's room and grow a magic mushroom. So I'll be there
Okay,
for the
have-
next
There's
8
Grim.
hours.
For 8 hours.
Have fun. I don't
So
want him to
use
take
those
a whole.
components.
I'd rather just die. I think.
It's
Midnier's
1
just
inch
like,
piece of you to make a whole new you.
I don't want a new me. I like the me I have.
You can just cut the tip of your ear off.
It's a backup
Yeah.
you.
That's my ear.
Grow
You
back.
won't even notice it's gone.
Don't any of you touch my ears.
Just be
Don't come
ready.
near
There's
me.
going to be an undulating mushroom in your room from now on.
We'll get her while she's sleeping.
Clary, don't you guard me with your life.
Claire's like,
Imagine
I
that like, the
honestly,
mushroom's going to like take on the like.
Seti, I'm
aspect
sorry
of,
to tell
like-
you, but I'm on Grim's side.
What?
If there's a chance for you to avoid death with as much danger as we're facing, I say we take it. Even if it is uncomfortable for a short amount of time, I don't want
You
to see
would
you
let them
die.
cut an inch off of me.
If it
I think he would be the one to cut the inch off of you, honestly.
I don't think I could do that.
You're all monsters.
Just imagine that like the shroom like takes on the characteristics of the person. So like if I like cut a piece off Mintnir, it probably gets like scaly.
Yeah,
Like
absolutely.
if I took a piece
It's
off
got
of like
big muscles.
Topsy, it probably gets kind of like feathery or like maybe like looks like an egg, right?
Yeah,
Like
well, the embryo inside looks very strange. The exterior more or less like kind of has like the same sort of vibe going on.
yeah.
But the little thing that starts growing inside will immediately start like having little feathers, little scales.
Yeah, for sure.
I think one for me in my current form would be very weird.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's why we're not going to do that. We're not going to grow a second Northland, baby.
Yeah, that's yeah.
Yeah, so
All right,
Grim
well-
will be in Mintnir's room. Just
While
Hey, Clary, do you
he's
have any
8 hours.
spare moonstones kicking around?
Unfortunately, I am fresh out of actual moonstones. If you're looking for like gemstone moonstone,
Yeah,
then I
that's what I mean.
believe not Cleary, Mitnir has the remainder of my powder.
Oh, I need an actual gem.
Like a whole gemstone. I would recommend
Not a
talking
big
to
one,
you.
just a little one.
Yes, unfortunately, I did use all of those before the competition. I'm in meager supply at the moment, but if you ask Seti's brother, I'm sure he could pick you something up.
Okay, just
I
figured
call
I'd see if you
Labra.
had any.
What,
I'm just
what
trying
is
to collect
up,
all the
Stacey? It's been
materials.
so much time since we talked to each other. Oh my god.
I know so much has happened. I won a bunch of competitions at the school.
Dude, that's so cool, sis. What is up with that? You totally won.
I totally won, and I'm really sorry because I saw Zonya yesterday, but I didn't have a lot of time, so I
Bro,
didn't.
I was literally sitting in the mud bucket shack the same time you were there.
What? You didn't say anything. I didn't see you.
No, I was the one who tied your shoelaces together. And then you
What?
fell and you smacked your face on the floor. Remember? And I was like, I got you, sis. And then you tried to. Oh my god, that was not you.
I have no recollection of this. But are you telling me I have a doppelganger? Somebody looks like me was there.
I mean, she had your hair color. You all look the same to me, you flesh people.
Oh,
Okay.
all right. Okay, well, that was a very good prank you played on a complete stranger. I'm proud of you. Not to, like, just call and ask a favor, but I'm going to call and ask a favor, which is that Oren needs a moonstone. Like, just a, not too terribly big. Just, could you...
For sure. Yeah, sure. No. Look, sis, I can totally bring, like, anything you want. Rock size, tiny little one, big, huge brown one. Like, whatever kind of color, whatever kind of stone. You just say it, and you give me a list, and tell me how much you want, and I will bring it to you.
I appreciate that so much. Right now, I think we just need that moonstone. Right? Anybody want to put in an order for gems?
Maybe.
They will
You're
only be
thinking about it.
slightly above market price because I am bringing them to you.
That's fair. That's fair. Yeah, Oren, you should have thought about this when we were down in the Undercity yesterday. What is wrong with you? You're so scatterbrained.
I'm trying to make too many things in my head. I forget all the parts.
Well, that's not very good.
Well,
All right.
this is the last part, and then I have everything.
For now, just the moonstone. Thank you so much. We appreciate that.
Yes, I will go get some moonstones. Do the mines with me.
Thank you. Be safe. Be careful out there.
Oh, no problem, sis. I've been in those mines so much, I basically own them.
That's right. You sure do. Alright. That's done. Should we talk about Bropsy and Norin now?
What now?
Well, we spent the day fielding our options for some of the bigger problems we are facing right now, but it appears that you haven't told Orin the stuff that we learned about you and what you could be capable of. So, we need to sit down and talk about it.
I suppose it's time.
Well, if we're gonna get into that, I'm gonna need a minute. I'll be right back real quick.
Fair enough. Now I'm like, what could we do? Well, he's gone real quick, and I got nothing.
Beats me.
So he just kind of...
Pretend it doesn't exist and bury your head in the sand again. Woo!
So he's like, the tattoo looks really good. It's very pretty. I like the shiny green. It suits you so well. And Cleary, you did such a good job. I'm sorry. I love watching you
Yes,
work. I'm
I
sorry.
was told very specifically what to do at every single turn.
Well, you know, Bropsy knows what she likes.
Yes, so I couldn't have screwed it up if I tried. But thank you.
Well, you're very talented.
You could have sneezed, and then the line would have gone whoop.
Oh, that would have been really bad. Yeah, you don't want to sneeze when you're tattooing somebody.
Yes, I definitely know when I feel a sneeze coming, like enough to pull the machine away from flesh. At least that's what I want to believe. I mean, I certainly feel sneezes coming. I assume most tattoo artists would feel something and stop tattooing. They wouldn't just be like, "Oh, I feel a sneeze coming."
What if that's part of their process?
You certainly get
That
something unique
explains
that
the
way.
Jackson Pollock-like tattoo that I've seen on lots of people.
Shit, I forgot what I was going to say. Mitnir lost a bunch of money at Egelman's gambling.
You're fired.
I was never hired in the first place.
No,
you
I'm
never
going to
will
cast. He immediately cast Flame Weave, and I'm just kidding.
Like, my last job was a caravan guard.
Yeah, you did
remember
such
when
a
he was
good
a
job
kid?
at that. Remember how nobody died at all?
None of you did. And I wasn't the
Doing this
only
for a
guard.
while.
I'm just giving you a hard
Yeah,
time.
remember when you were a caravan guard? Now I am the child of Bahamut,
Fell off
kind
the
of.
cliff and just
kind
got
of.
missing for like a year. Where did he go? It's a Grim fell off the cliff and just went missing for like a year.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know. We don't know what happened during that time. He's just gone.
Mm-hmm.
Time dilation. We're gonna leave here, and it's gonna be like 2 minutes after we left.
Yeah. You can still smell the burning corpses on the caravan pass.
No, not quite like that.
Okay, I'm
I'm
back.
pretty sure the
Welcome
Egelmans are
back.
all like automatons.
Well, they're skeletons, right?
Is that what they are?
They're
The
skeletons.
skeleton?
Yeah.
Nobody has tried to figure out what the deal
They're
is. I was just talking to Sim about that
skeletons.
earlier today. I was like, nobody has ever asked the question, what is the deal with the Egelmans? I have to find out.
That's
we-
just
Nobody has
They
rude.
were like mechanical people wearing like skin over
They're
their mechanical bodies.
skeletons wearing skin. Because we heard him talking to the skeleton, like the dead skeletons at the pass, and he was like, "My brothers" or whatever, right? I don't remember
Sure.
the
I don't remember.
specifics, but
I don't remember that long ago.
That was
I might
back
not have
to
been there for that one.
Episode 1.
yeah, it was early days. Anyway, shall we?
Go
Am
for it.
Ready.
I'm not in charge of any of this.
Guess we should all sit down then.
Where are you guys? Are you guys like in the manor?
Probably in the
Yeah.
meditation chamber. I think that's where the tattooing was happening.
Yeah.
You see, last week before our session, I talked with Gag to remind myself of details. And I do not get to do that this week. So I thought this was going to happen last week. So I don't know what I'm talking about anymore.
I mean, you should remember the broad strokes of it.
What was her
If
name?
not, which? Who?
Bala? Wasn't it Bala?
When you say who is her name, I need to know who you're talking about. Like
The one who told me.
Bala
Is it
was the
the-
one who told you about like you need to understand
The
what it
the
means. That was Bala.
the Aarakocra goddess was the one that told us that, like,
And then Cyrenita told you a lot of the information.
Yeah.
And then you also got a lot of information from Zariel and Zorona,
Who's that one?
who I also used her name as the Eagleman.
Memory's dumb. Anyway. I went to see Bala a while back for the pentathlon, and she told me that I could fix your runes, but I would have to burn my divinity. So I would not get to be with my wife. Yeah.
And you wouldn't be able to go to heaven.
Yeah. Didn't they say I would like go to some kind of afterlife? But
That you would have no claim to a rightful afterlife without the interference of a god of some kind. You have no idea what would happen to you. It is a complete.
yeah. And I don't think I have a choice.
Of course you do. I
There
can
are
never
options.
ask you to do this for me. Too much.
It's not even just for you. It is, but it's for everyone else too. You are part of the plan to save everyone. What good is it if I save my afterlife and everyone die?
I mean, that could still happen either way. I'm no guarantee that we'll succeed in anything.
I've come this far. I don't think I could give up halfway and just resign myself to be a bystander in what happens.
I don't even know what plans my father had for me, what I'm supposed to do. Like I'm literally just guessing and figuring it out as we go.
I know,
I have no greater plans.
but fate does. I believe.
I don't think what I am has anything to do with fate. Fate did its part a long time ago. And whatever my
believe-
father did to me was against that.
I believe in your potential, though.
Love you for that. But I can't ask you to sacrifice.
But you're not asking me. This is my choice.
I don't get a say in the matter?
Would you stop me?
Yes.
Do we even get an afterlife if Northot wins?
I don't know. But shouldn't you at least have the option of one?
I had one. I have 500 years. That's culminated in this. Because I had an afterlife, I now have the power to protect you, to protect all of you. This doesn't mean I'm gonna die. I'm gonna stay here. I'm gonna stay by your side.
But when we do die, we'll never see each other again.
I was dead and I never saw my wife. That's no guarantee. All we have is now. All I have is this.
Well, this is definitely a lot to think about.
Sure.
I've already had one person literally give everything for me. I don't know that I could take a second.
I have to. I can't take the thought of losing you.
Like Oren just kneels down and hugs Dropsy. We'll figure it out.
We don't have much time.
Well, we at least have today.
He just cries and hugs him.
Sirius stands up, looks at all of you, and he says, "Well, I'm going to go do research on soul transference, if you'll excuse me." He gets up, walks out to the library.
I'll help. And said he's gonna hug both Propsy and Orin. Just saying.
How
on this hug.
complete is our library?
I think this library has anything you could possibly want in it. Like, if it is a book that exists in the real world that Seti has seen, she has tinkered it somehow.
But then you open it and you start reading, and it's just it's how
Gibberish.
Seti would interpret the book.
The way I
So it's
see
just
it,
so you open a book and it's so this one's about some guy who lives in a city next to another guy in another city. It is called The Tale of Two Cities.
the way I see it, everything in existence has some kind of unique algorithm, some unique signature magical.
Yeah, it's like code BRX5.
Right, and so yeah, I would. In part of my research for this spell, I would have gone through and picked out different.
She did a digital download of all the books.
Yeah.
PDFs.
She wrote all the books in binary.
She just got the ISBN numbers, that's all.
Yeah. So yeah, sure.
I want to imagine that it's a physical book and not just the IBM. So like if somebody tears a page or like gets a coffee stain on it, it shows up on the one in the mansion too.
Yeah, I want to say
Um,
that it's like books that exist in the like
I mean, the idea is
the Selindor Academy Library, whatever it's called.
if you try to take a book from the mansion
Anathema?
into the real world, it will vanish, right?
Right.
That said, Seti hugs you both and says, I think there's no right or wrong decision here. This is obviously the most impossible situation anybody could ever expect or nightmare of being in. But I support both of you either way, and I'm here to help. We all love you, Oren, and we don't want you to go the bad way. And we all love you, Bropsy, and we don't want you to have to sacrifice anything at all. But if it were my choice, I would do it. Because there is a greater good we have to think of. But we do have options, so maybe sleeping on it maybe we'll all feel a little better in the morning. And Bropsy, I plan on visiting Suba tonight in my dream.
Oh.
If there is any message you would like to convey, or if you would like me to just spend time with her and tell her stories and keep things light, then I can do that.
I feel like we should probably tell her what's going on too. Wait, how old is she in this?
She's like 15-ish.
Didn't we establish that she was...
Yeah, she's like young adult. Not actually adult. Like she's not 18, she's younger.
She's like teenage equivalent.
She's teenager, yeah.
Okay. I feel like we should also tell her what our plan is. She's in contact with her mom.
I can do that.
She should know too.
All right. We'll do that.
And tell her I love her.
Of course. It's always the first thing that's going to be out of my mouth. I give them both a big hug, and then I run off to help Cleary research.
All right. What's everybody else doing?
Crying.
Grim's still casting spells.
Yeah, Grim's in the other room, just like, did something important happen? Nah.
Just casting runes.
I want to imagine you were just holding, that this was just you holding like a water hose or something, just...
He's using the cherished figurehead to cast the runes and the stuff that he has to do to cast
Oh,
the
yeah,
spell.
the cherished figurehead, yeah.
Yeah, that's what he's using to cast it, because that's his staff right now.
You walk into your room, there's a corner that's just filled with dirt.
There's a big mushroom with a bunch of sigils and runes and stuff floating above it.
Mitnir's gonna go look for a third option in the library. And he's specifically just searching for how to become a god.
You're looking for a book called How to Become a God.
Well, no, that's just like he's like any title. He's just like, like.
Yeah, you find some books that are like How to Become a God. It's like, and it's mostly kill the other god, kill a god, and become them.
He's like, I like that one. Sets it to the side, finds it, like looks for more
Yeah,
references.
The next one is the Hungry Caterpillar.
There are a few ways to become a god. 1, get a bunch of worshippers. 2, kill the other god and be better at the thing that he was than he was. 3, be born into the universe with divine essence. Those are your 3 ways to become a god.
Mm-hmm.
So the born ones, he immediately is like, that doesn't. Aron's already born. He's just like.
Mitnir has started getting some followers with the Blue Man Group thing.
Hey!
That's true. So being a god is completely pointless if you don't have worshippers in D&D. The more worshippers you have, like the more people who pay reverence to you, the more powerful you are as a god. So for instance,
2.
Yeah, he does have 2 worshippers.
Mushroom King.
Yeah. For instance, Cleary almost became the mood god because he had more he had done so much in her honor in the material plane that they had begun to worship him instead of Saloon. And that was the problem, is he was becoming the god. He was becoming either one with her or usurping her, and he didn't want that to happen. That was his greatest shame. So, yeah. Cleary actually knows everything there is to know about becoming a god because he almost became one.
Yeah, but Mania doesn't know that. So he's got like the book gain followers, and he's like 6 days is not enough time. Kind of pushes those to the side. He's like, all right. So what gods can Arn kill? He's just like books about lists of gods and stuff like.
Yeah,
That's what
We
Meteor
know
spends
that
his time
that's an
doing.
option. That's actually the third option.
and he's got to
is-
be good enough at it.
And in Varuna is the third option. We already know that too.
I mean, and
Is-
Varuna is another option.
And the
The Eldritch
picking in
God.
their eldritch celestial.
Where's the
god
Tinkerer
is
god?
is the
Dang
third
it.
option.
That is correct.
Crafting god? Is that one?
Because it's either him or her Celeste that's gonna do that. So
Oh yeah, make Celeste the Antichrist. It'll be great.
I think that's pretty much what's gonna happen.
You're still convinced Celeste is evil, aren't you?
Oh, she's definitely evil. If she's not, she's gonna become evil. Because they're gonna approach somebody for it if it's not
Oh
Orin.
yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it's like
They
she's
gotta fill
already
the
in-
roster.
you've already created an NPC.
Yeah.
So like, what are we gonna do? Just come up with another
Actually,
one?
it's this guy John you've never met.
Hey,
Well,
it
those
could
are
just as
cheap.
easily be. It could just as easily be Coldwell.
That's what I was gonna say. It's gonna be Coldwell? Really? That guy? That fucking guy? No.
I would only argument against that would be her nature doesn't really align with
Yeah, what they're
what they're wanting.
What? She's celestial, isn't she?
Yeah, she's celestial.
That's
She
basically the only requirement.
The celestial nature is what was required for. That's not all that's required, but that's part
Probably
of what
not
is
all,
required.
yeah.
That
Yeah.
for that particular, yeah.
Yeah.
So she might have what is required. You don't know.
But the High Realm people are probably their best bet for somebody for that one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but if all you guys turn it down, they gonna go get replacements.
Mhm.
Which means that somebody else is gonna be,
Mora,
Gosh,
the
Mora.
goddess of quiet deaths.
Yeah, you imagine that?
Well,
Yeah, I know. We kind of got sidetracked, guys. This is the ADD happening right here. Is that as you guys all split off to do the things that you need to do or you want to do, the research that you can do, is there anything anybody else would like to do today before we end the session?
I will save my dreams
Brew a
for
potion.
next time.
Yeah, I think it'll take longer than 4 minutes.
Hey, Grim,
Your
what
brew
part
potion?
of or what mid-year
Yeah.
part? What part of you want cut off when we're done with the spell?
He did the like a ridge, like off the top of his head, one of the
One of
ridges.
his
Just
spines.
Does
yeah.
he feel the
Yeah.
part of his soul get cut off when he does it with the soul
I mean,
knife?
yeah. It's real messed up. Like you feel it. Yeah, and,
So
and
I'll
it
hand him the
hurts.
soul
when-
knife because you have to do it with the soul knife when the spell's done.
Yeah.
So it cuts flesh and soul, so you'll feel it like your piece of your soul get cut off when you do it.
Yeah, you feel still connected to the thing. Like it's like a weirder version of Phantom Limb because you don't feel what's happening to like oh my horn's still there on my head. Instead, I can still feel my horn that is not attached to me anymore.
Ugh.
Yeah, that little ridge or whatever you could. It's now, yeah, and it's like because into the mushroom.
So yeah, because
Just
of the
like-
tether, you can still feel it,
Yeah.
and like it's just like this part of you is like it's like if you want to think about that part of you that is like inside the mushroom right now, Grim, you could, and you could kind of like
Yeah,
feel yourself just kind of like it almost feels like being in a womb though. It feels very like homey and comfortable.
I'll cast Cure Wounds on him and just give him a little pat on the head.
Just like feels the spot like this is it's there, but it's
You can
not
feel it
there.
there, but also in there.
Yeah.
Feel it. Yep,
No,
it's
thank
gonna feel
you.
weird. Just try not to think about it. But now if you die, you'll come back here.
Just kind of, I'll take you word for it. Look, because he's just like, what?
It's like if there's one person who's really good at not thinking about something,
Mhm.
And remember, if you want to come back a few years younger, you can do that too. So
He called you old.
I'm just saying, if you want to be like,
we don't know
No.
when he's gonna die. He could die like 82 years from now.
right, yeah, if it's like 50 years from now, and you'll be like, oh, I want to be like 25-year-old Midnier, you know?
He's like, I like.
All right. So with that, guys, I hope everybody had fun today. I know it was a slow session, but we're kind of feeling slow today.
No, it was great. It was perfect.
So with that, thank you so much, everybody. We love you, and remember, we did it for the
We did it
road.
for the
road.
The rolls.
Good night.
Good night.